Good morning, students. I welcome you all once again for software testing class. Yes, we are discussing unit number 2. Yes, that is software testing levels and the different types of testing. Yes, so this is I welcome you all once again for session number 8. Yes, yes. So we are discussing the different types of testing we have discussed. On many types we have discussed. Can you tell me in the last class what types of testing we have discussed? Yesterday's class.
Conformance testing,
Yes.
internationalization testing, security testing.
Is security testing. The first one was conformance testing, what we discussed yesterday. Then internationalization testing, and the last one what we discussed was security testing. So in today's class, again, the last three types we're going to discuss. That is maintenance testing, acceptance testing, and documentation testing. So these are the last three types of testing types. So totally around 18 types you have discussed that. Yes, each classes you discussed 4. So yesterday 3 and today 3. So 18 types of testing that. So they may ask you to list any 5 or all for 10 marks, or sometimes they may ask you to list any 5 types and explain any one, explain any 2 for a 10 marks question. That yes, they may ask you like that in that. So these are the what you call 10 marks question or a 5 marks question that definitely is going to come. So in this chapter, we're going to, in this topic, today's session, we're going to discuss about maintenance testing, acceptance testing, and documentation testing. We're going to discuss it here. Yes, fine. Yes. First one. What do you mean by maintenance testing? Yes, maintenance testing is done on the already deployed software. Yes, for example, so you purchase a refrigerator, for example. What do you do? So they'll be giving you warranty is for a period of 2 years or 3 years. So if something goes wrong, what happens? You call to the company and they will come here and provide you the free service. What you call that is what you call maintenance. Same thing here also for the software. So the software will be given a maintenance free, like 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, whatever it is. So if anything has happened to the software company people, they will be coming and they will do the problems. The problems will be solved there. If any things happen to the software, they has to rectify that. That is what we call. Yes, that is what we call maintenance testing. There, maintenance testing is done to test the software which is not presently under development. Yes, so maintenance what you call which is not presently under development. So we do testing which is already under development, which is not under development. What you call. Yes, for example, the software needs to be changed due to a number of reasons. So you have given what you can call the software is already given. Now, for example, after started when the client, when he start using the software, then he identifies that he needs to do some modifications there. Yes, some features have to be added or some features have to be modified. Yes, or you might have developed on Windows 7, you wanted to use on Windows 10, something like that. Or if there is any bug in the problem or defect in the problem, you have to rectify that. So all those things comes under maintenance testing there. The software may needs to be changed due to a number of reasons. Why we need to modify the software? For the following reasons. Like we may enhance some features of the software, modification of the software, some more menus to be added, or some menus to be modified, or whatever the menu you have done, you may not be happy with that. Some modifications you need to do. Yes, then and he wants to use this software on another platform. Yes, migration of the software. He was using Windows XP or Windows 7. Now he wants to use Windows 10, what you can call that. That is what you can call. So in such case, your software should be able to support, and you should provide the support for that. Yes, fine. Next, fix a bug. Yes, that is whenever if there is any defect is that you need to rectify that bug there. Yes, go through this somebody.
Maintenance testing. Maintenance testing is done on the already deployed software. Maintenance testing is done to test the software which is not presently under development. The software may need to be changed due to a number of reasons. Enhance some feature of the software or modification of software. Make the software run on another platform. Migration of the software. Fix a bug in the software. Correction to the software.
Yeah, that is what we call maintenance. So already which is developed, not under development there. For development, the software which is being developed, we are not going to maintain it. Already which is developed. Like for example, we already purchased the television or you already purchased the refrigerator. For that, they're going to provide the service, not for the refrigerator or television which is there in the showroom there. That is what that is what you call maintaining, or we call customer support, what you can call. Yes, fine. That is what maintenance testing. Fine. This testing done during the enhancement, change, and migration, what you can call. When we do this during migration cycle, or when you what you can call, when you're going to move it from one platform to another platform, or you want to change the software, or you want to change the what you can call hardware or something that. So during this, we require maintenance testing there. So maintenance testing is done during enhancement. You want to change some features, you want to add some more features, or you want to modify some more features, and so on that. Enhancement, change, and migration cycle. This type of testing needs to maintain the software from time to time in order to avoid system breakdown that. So why we need to have maintenance testing? So that your software should not break down that. If there is a problem in the software, you should be able to provide him the support so that he can able to use the software. There should not be any breakdown in the software. We need to have maintenance. Yes. So your problem is with the television. So immediately the supplier or the manufacturer of the company, he will come and rectify the problem, or he will take it and rectify and get it back to you. That if it is in warranty, what you call. If it is not in warranty, you need to pay him extra charges. That is what we call maintenance or customer support. That while carrying out maintenance testing, we need to remember the following points. What is that? Any change made in the software should be tested thoroughly. See, again, the client or the customer has asked you to make some changes. So again, when you make any changes in the software, you need to test it again there. Why? Because if you don't test, there may be bugs again there. So because of that, testing is required. What you call. Changes made in software does not affect the existing functionality of the software. Functionality will not be affected. But a small modifications or small features are added or removed or whatever it may be there. But the functionality will not be affected at all that. So small modifications or enhancing, you may enhance some features, something, or you may add some more menus, whatever required by the customer. The functionality will be the same, what you can call. So functionality or the purpose of the software will not be changed. Only some small modifications you will be doing it, but you need to test it thoroughly. Because any modification that may lead to bugs or that may create defects. Because of that, you need to test it thoroughly. What you can call it. Yes, somebody go through this.
This testing done during the enhancement, change, and migration cycle. This type of testing needs to maintain the software from time to time, and while carrying out maintenance testing, we need to remember the following points. Any change made in the software should be tested thoroughly. Changes made in software does not affect the exiting functionality of the software.
Yes, so it will not affect the functionality of the software. All these things comes under maintenance testing. That is the first type of testing what we have discussed in today's class. Next, the next type is acceptance testing. So what is this acceptance testing? Acceptance testing yes, decides whether the client approves the product or not. So you have developed the software, the customer may accept it or it may not accept it. So in the client's environment or the customer's environment, you'll be installing the software and you're going to do testing there. That is what we call the acceptance testing there. The criteria for the acceptance testing should be decided at an early stage of product development. So as you know, during the software development life cycle itself, you need to identify when you are going to do the acceptance testing there. Yes, fine. The criteria for the acceptance testing should be decided at an early stage of product development, what you can call. As you should decide when you want to do the acceptance testing there. When design is completed, a draft of acceptance test plan has to be prepared and given to the client for approval. So when you identify all your requirements and all, yes, when you identify all the requirements, then you develop the design or what you call create a design for your software. When you create a design, then you need to send the acceptance test plan has to be prepared and given to the client for approval. Yes, so we have approved the we have prepared the design. So we may do acceptance testing at a particular period of time. So if he approves, then you may go ahead there. So we call that as a acceptance test plan. We can call that. Yes. After discussions, the acceptance test plan has to be approved by both the parties, and the acceptance test plan should be in detail. What you can call that. Yes. And when the design is ready, you'll be sending the acceptance test plan for the client. When the client approves yes, or if he's satisfied, he may approve it, or if he's not satisfied with the design, he may ask the developer or the designer to make some changes. Again, after making changes, again the test plan will be sent to the customer or the client. And when the client approves, then you will go ahead with the development. Yes, that is what we call acceptance testing, what you can call this. Fine. Yes, somebody go through this.
Acceptance testing decides whether the client approves the product or not. The criteria for the acceptance testing should be decided at an early stage of product development. When design is completed, a draft acceptance test plan has to be prepared and given to the client for approval. After discussion, the acceptance test plan has to be approved by both parties. The acceptance test plan should be detailed.
So that is about your acceptance testing. That we'll discuss what is that next further. If the testing is done as per the acceptance test plan, step by step, all the functions, yes, all the functionality and performance parameters, yes, are tested. The functionality is tested mostly as use case oriented. The tests are designed based on the way based on the way user uses the application there. So what you can call when the client accepts the testing plan, then we test all the functionality, all the parameters. Non-functional parameters are the performance, throughput, and so on. We check all the performance and we check the functionality based on use case oriented. Yes, and we check whether the software is meeting the requirements of the customer or not. Yes, whatever based on the way user uses the application, in what way he want to use it, what is the purpose of that software, whether that purpose is fulfilled by that software or not, we are going to test it. That is what we call the acceptance testing. The tests are designed based on the way user uses the application. In what way the user wants to use it, same way we are going to generate the test cases, what we can call it. And the location where acceptance testing has to be conducted also needs to be decided during the planning stage. Where you want to do testing acceptance, whether in the client environment or whether in the organized or the company there. So you need to decide the location also there. Yes, there you'll be doing the testing there. Then in some cases, the acceptance testing is carried out at the developer's place, and then a separate operational testing is carried out at the client's place. Sometimes what happens, even suppose the setup is not ready with the customer, what he may do, he may test he may do acceptance testing in the developer's environment itself. Later, then he may be the software may be tested. We call that as operational testing is carried out at the client's place. The systems may not be ready, or the software which he wants to purchase may not be available. So when the software or everything is ready, when the entire client setup is ready, we may do again separate testing. We call that as a operational testing, we can call it. Yes, in some cases, the acceptance testing is carried out at the developer's place, and then a separate operational testing is carried out at the client's place, what we call. Next, in operational testing, the software is installed on the client's computer and tested in actual environment, similar to we call that as a field trial or operational testing, what we can call. So if the software or hardware is not ready, so the client may do acceptance testing in the development in the organization, so in the company itself. So later, when the software or hardware, whatever, if everything is ready, if the setup is ready, then once again we do testing, what you can call testing at the client's place. We call that as a operational testing, or we may call that as a field trial testing. So that is what about your acceptance testing. Let's go through somebody.
If the testing is done as per the acceptance test plan, step by step, all the functionality and performance parameters are tested. The functionality is tested mostly use case oriented. The tests are designed based on the way user uses the applications. The location where acceptance testing has to be conducted also need to be decided during the planning stage. In some cases, the acceptance testing is carried out at the developer's place, and then a separate operational testing is carried out at the client's place. In operational testing, the software is installed on the client's computer and tested in actual environment similar to field trial.
Yes, that is about your acceptance testing. What it called? It's fine. Yes, next again. Acceptance testing is done from the following angles. What we do in what aspects of the testing we do in the acceptance testing. So first point is what you call that usability or learnability of the software. Whether the software is user friendly or any improvements still need to be done on the graphical user interface. What we do, what we test in the acceptance testing. In the acceptance testing, we would get whether the client is able to use the software or not. Yes, whether the user friendly may first of all, because the software is being used by, like for example, it is a reservation software. So who are going to reserve a ticket? The end users, the consumers. Whether the end users are able to use that software properly or whether it is easy or not, or what is that we see. So whether the software is user friendly or any improvements still need to be done on the graphical user interface. So whatever the GUI what we have designed, so whether it is user friendly or not, we need to test that. That is what we call usability or learnability of the software, because all the softwares they are developed in the organization from their what you call user point of view, but still some modification or something needs to be done there. So whether the users are whether they are very whether the GUI is very easy or not, so we need to test that. Next, user management. Whether the system administrator is able to carry out user management efficiently by adding or deleting users, password management, etc. Like for example, your databases are there, it has to be managed by somebody, your administrator should be there. Like for example, railway reservation, there's so many counters are there. So the different users are there. Who somebody or administration or DBA should be there to create all those users, provide what you call passwords, provide permissions. Yes, so many things are there. Whether the software is able to provide all such things, user management or not. Whether the system administrator, or DBA, whether he is able to create the users or delete the users, provide privileges or enable privileges or disable the privileges, rights, and so on. Yes, password management, etc. Whether the software is providing all such features or not, we need to test it. That is what we do in the 2 point, usability and user management. Go through this, somebody.
Acceptance testing is done from following angles: usability, learnability of software, whether the software is user friendly or any improvements still need to be done on the GUI. User management, whether system administrator is able to carry out user management efficiently by adding, deleting user, password management, etc.
Yes, so that is what we test from the following points. That is usability and user management. Then we also check about the security, backup mechanism, and disaster recovery management. Security, whether your software provides security or not. More important, yes, software has to provide the security for. Security controls are included in the software through access control mechanism such as roles of users, password management, etc. Who is the administrator? Who is a user? Yes, we need to have some more security features. Anybody cannot access the system there, because all your online transactions, the security is very, very important. As you know that now, for example, to do any online transaction, we get an OTP, one-time password. That is one way of providing a software. And who is able to access? Who is the manager? Who is the DBA? What are the roles given for everybody? So the different roles are there. Some can print it, some can modify it, some can do all the operations. So different roles are there. And password creation of users, deletion of users, giving permissions. Suppose somebody might have forgotten the password, you need to reset that password. So all those things should be there. That is what we call security. We also check about the security. Then backup mechanism. What do you mean by backup mechanism? So backup mechanism is nothing but your data has to be taken backup every day. Why? Because in the data is very, very important. If something happens, to your software, you cannot, what you call, you need to recover back that. Yes, backup, always you need to take a backup of your software, what you can call backup mechanism. At the end of the day or particular time, what we'll do, you'll take a backup so that if something goes wrong to the software, you can get back your data. Then disaster recovery management. So already recovery has to be done. Recovery you'll be doing what you call when there is a problem in the software, you can call, or sometimes disaster recovery, something natural calamity may happen, short circuit or something that, yes, or system gets burned, something. So in such case, we should also take care of disaster recovery management also should be available. So these are the things what we need, will be doing in acceptance testing. Go through somebody.
Security, whether the necessary security control are included in the software through access control mechanisms such as roles of the user, password management, etc., backup mechanism, disaster recovery management.
So these are the things what we do in the acceptance testing there. Yes, fine. Next is the last type is your documentation testing. What do you mean by documentation testing? As you know, documentation, what do you mean by documentation? Giving comments to the particular file that, yes. So who has done it? Yes, what are the different help files are there when the software, or like for example, whenever you purchase a software, always there will be a help menu will be there or a manual will be given to you there. So what is that manual? Manual is nothing but the steps how to install the particular software, what you can call that. So that is what we need to provide for the software also. Yes, fine. That is what we need to provide, what you can call this. Fine. Yes. What is that? The test engineers need to test the documents that need to be supplied to the customer. So some document, when see, for example, whenever you purchase, for example, mobile phone itself, there is a manual given to that. So which gives information of the particular product. How many RAM is there? What are the features? What is the size of the screen? What is the storage capacity? What is the speed? All those things there. Which company, when it was, which version is installed in that. Everything it is given in the manual. That same way here also, whenever the test engineers develop the document, they need to give the information about all the testing documents. So we call that as documentation testing. They need to test the documents that need to be supplied to the customer. We give the manual. So whether that manual is right or not, simply something should not be given that. So how the software is developed, developer's manual, administrator manual, how to admin the, what you call, manage the software, how to create a user, how to create a password, how to reset the password, what are the different roles given there, yes, how to install the software, so how you design, how you develop. So all those things are. So there are different manuals are there, administrator manual, developers manual, installation manual, and design manual. All these documents have to be tested there. So without testing, you cannot supply these documents to anybody, what you call. So because every particular document is very, very important. So the document is nothing but how to use the particular software. So how to use the software, by going through those manuals, the user can start using the software, what you can. The most important document is the user manual. So which is important, user manual. Every product will be given a manual there. What is that? How to use that particular equipment, what you call, yes, whatever it may be, yes, or what information about the product and how to use it, we call that as a user manual. Though that has to be tested depending on the type of the software and the requirement of the customer. Following manuals may be given to the customer. So depending on the software, what it is, yes. So sometimes the customer may ask all these things. So we need to develop it and we need to give it. So what are the different documents what we need to be test? Administrator manual, developers manual, installation manual, and design manual. So these depends on the customer. He may ask, but the most important always with every product or we need to give is user manual. It has to be given there. So when you purchase a mobile phone, a manual is given to you. So same way, when a software is developed, a manual has to be given. It may be a soft copy or it may be a hard copy, whatever it may be, but a manual has to be given. Sometimes we may also need to give what you call administrative manual, developers manual. Administrative manual includes how to create the users, what are the role of the users, how to create, manage all the software, yes, user management, user creation, password, security, and so on. There is backup, recovery, and so on. That developers manual, how your software has been developed, yes. Then installation, how to install the software. So there are steps given there, like steps are given how to install it. Then design, how you design the software. All these documents need to be tested, what you can call them. Yes, let's go through this. Somebody.
Test engineers need to test the documents that need to be supplied to the customer. The most important document is the user manual, depending on the type of the software and the requirement of the customer. Following manual may be given to the customer: administrator manual, developers manual, installations manual, design manual.
Yes, fine. Next, again, the documentation testing involves the software for accuracy, readability, and aesthetics. You can call this aesthetics. Yes, fine. Yes. What is that? So whether it is correct or not, whether it is generating the correct, accurate, your software or whatever you develop, whether what you call it is correct or not, we need to give check the software for accuracy, whether it is correct or not, whether it is readability and aesthetics. You can call it. Yes, aesthetics may be whether the software is proper or not, all the languages or whatever the formats or syntax, whatever you are given, it is right or not. You need to check it. Yes, aesthetics. You can call it. It's fine. It also need to check that the manuals are a true representation of the actual software that is being delivered there. What we need to check, so whatever the manuals you are given, whether those manuals are related to your software or not, whatever you design, whether it is related to that or not. Sometimes what happens, you may test a particular, it may be right, but while printing, you may print some other document. It happens that usually. It's not intentionally, some by mistake it happens that. You need to ensure that. Yes, it is also needed to check the manuals are a true representation of the actual software that is being delivered. So the manual is as per the requirement of the particular software which you have developed. Whether it is related to that or not, you need to check. If the software has to undergo conformance testing, the conformance testing agency gives the documentation's requirement as well. Then. So when suppose if the document, what you call it, the software has to do conformance testing, the conformance testing team also will do the documentation will also be, they also will give the document there. All the documents as per the standards need to be submitted. Whatever the documents the customer might have asked, all the documents has to be submitted, and all these documents have to be tested before giving it to the customer, what you can call. Yes, fine. Yes, so that is about your documentation testing, we can call. So today we discussed about the 3 types of testing. Which are those you discussed? Can somebody list me the different types of testing you discussed today?
Maintenance testing, acceptance testing, documentation testing.
Yes. Can somebody tell me what is maintenance testing?
Testing done on the already developed software.
Yeah. So with the software which is already developed, you may do provide a support for the customer. Yes. So like for example, you may do some changes, or the customer wants to change the what you call platform. Yes. Or if there are any bugs, you need to rectify. That is what we call maintenance testing. There. Next, somebody. What is the next one? Which is the second type what we discussed? Acceptance testing. What is acceptance testing? Somebody else. Others, I want others also to be involved. Only 2 to 3 girls are involvement. There's involvement. What about other girls?
Acceptance testing decides whether the client approves the product or not.
Yes, what we do, we then generate a acceptance. When the design is ready, we generate a draft acceptance test plan that is prepared and given for the client. So that is, if he approves, then what you can call, we may go ahead with the development. Or if there are any changes, he may ask the changes, and those changes will be modified, and then the then the development will be started, what you can call that. Yes. So when he approves it, then we'll be doing the acceptance testing. And acceptance testing, where we may do it, where we'll be doing acceptance testing then.
Developers place.
It depends. Sometimes we may do in developer's place, or sometimes we may do it in client's place. Yes, that depends on the client there. So when you do, sometimes we may do in the developer's place also. And when we're doing the testing in the user's place, we call that as a operational testing, what you can call. Yes, fine. That is what. Yes, we also test for usability, user management, security, backup mechanism, and disaster recovery management, what you call. All those things we are going to test in the case of acceptance testing. Then the last one is, which is somebody else, the third type of testing.
Documentation testing. Test engineers need to test the documents that need to be supplied to the customer.
Yeah, whatever the
most
documents you are
important
supplying, like user manual, the most important document is your user manual. You need to test that user manual, or sometimes you may need to give other documents like administrator manual, developers manual, installation manual, or design manual. All need to be tested there. Yes, yes. And whatever, and you need to test whether the document what you are giving, whether it is belonging to the particular software or not, and all the documents are in proper standards there. Simply, it should not be a random document. The documents even should have some proper standards there. So all those standards, it has to be met. So that is what we call the documentation testing there. Can somebody tell me the different types so far what you discussed in this entire distinct testing types? Starting from your smoke testing. The first one was, and the different types. The first one was smoke testing there. Can you tell me? First was smoke testing. After that, which is second one?
Black box testing,
Yes, black
White
box
box
testing. Next.
white box testing,
Next.
interface testing, use case testing, gorilla testing, alpha testing, beta testing, field trial testing, performance testing, stress testing, accessibility testing, conformance testing, internationalization testing, security testing, maintenance testing, acceptance testing, documentation testing.
Yes, these are the different types of testing what we have discussed in this topic. That is under the types of testing. We have discussed around 18 types. 18 are there, no? Yes, 18
Yes,
types
sir.
of 18 types of testing we have discussed. So just I'll summarize the chapter. In entire chapter, we discuss different levels. First topic what we discussed was different testing levels. Under that, we have discussed about unit or component testing, module testing, integration testing, then system testing, and acceptance testing. That was the first topic of this unit. So unit number 2. Then different testing approaches. We have discussed what you call static testing versus dynamic testing, positive testing versus negative testing, what you discussed. Then top-down testing versus bottom-up testing, functional testing versus structural testing, mutation testing, confirmation testing, and regression testing under the testing approaches. So that is the second topic of the unit number 2. Then the third topic what we discussed is was the different types of testing, as you said. So the different types of testing, the 18 types are there. That is smoke testing, black box testing, white box testing, interface testing, use case testing, gorilla testing, alpha testing, beta testing, then field trial or operational testing, performance testing or load testing, stress testing, accessibility testing, conformance testing, internationalization testing, security testing, maintenance testing, acceptance testing, and documentation testing. So with this, we have completed your unit number 2 there. Yes, even this unit carries around, I suppose, 25 marks are there. Even the unit number 1 also was for 25 marks, I suppose. So each unit carries 25 marks, 25 and 25. So 50 marks for unit number 1 and unit number 2 there. So with this, we have completed unit number 2. So if you've got any doubts, you can ask me now, or maybe in the next class, go through this entire chapter. Yes. So I've shared you the notes, I suppose.
No, sir.
Whether I have shared you? Yes. I have not shared you the notes.